So breaking news is that Macclesfield have been relegated from the Football League, and Stevenage have had a reprieve and are now staying in the Football League in League 2. Macclesfield, of course, relegated to the Conference or the National League as it is now. So this whole thing has just been a massive saga with the EFL and Macclesfield Town. Macclesfield Town are run terribly, and I think everyone can agree. And it's been that situation since they were taken over in about 2011, 2012, and they were relegated from the Football League then, along with Hereford, and they just managed to stay up. They brought in John Askey, of course, and he really changed things up and managed to get them promoted, which was just absolutely unbelievable at the time. I could not believe Macclesfield Town were promoted with the budget they were on. He did an absolutely amazing job. So he led them to the National League in 2017-18. And then he left to join Shrewsbury Town. I can't remember who they brought in originally. But they had Sol Campbell in for the end of the season before. It was Mark Yates. It was Mark Yates who has been at Cheltenham and Kidderminster Town. Cheltenham Town and Kidderminster Harriers. And then he didn't do very, very well. And they brought in Sol Campbell and they managed to survive, which is absolutely brilliant. They survived 44 points, 3 points above Notts County and 4 points above Yeovil Town, two big clubs. And yeah, they survived and they did very, very well. Massive congratulations to Sol Campbell. Now, 1920 season kicks off and Sol Campbell resigns after a few games in charge of the second season because of unpaid wages and money owed to him. And then a few days later, they bring in Daryl McMahon, who was in charge of Ebbsfleet. And he was in charge till January. And I think it was then problems again with wages, I think. And then Mark Kennedy's been in since 16th of January. So it's been a tough season for them because there's been so many problems paying their players. So I think they've had 3 points deductions in total. The first was 4 points, the second was 7 points, and a further 2 points were given as well. This was updated to 6 points, I think it says here. This means that Macclesfield's points per game is worse than Stevenage's. So I have a few questions. Why are they doing this now? It's nearly a month. It's basically a month until the season kicks off. Stevenage have already planned probably for next season. Macclesfield have already been planning for their life in League 2. So I feel like this could have been done a little bit sooner, and it really frustrates me that the EFL seem to take a whole massive long time to do things when there's things that need to be sorted out very, very quickly. And I know it's frustrating for all the fans, and I know that they can't do things, but surely there must be a way of quickening up the process. So yeah, very, 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 very sad. And they're an absolute basket case at the club at the moment. I don't know what's going to happen to Macclesfield Town. I think they might go the same way as my club Hereford and Chester and Salisbury and Darlington, and I think they might go. I really, really do. Being in the Football League and being a club in trouble is difficult. Being a club in the non-league and having troubles is really, really hard because they might have to pay to play. So when Hereford were struggling, they had to pay a bond to play in the National League to basically say money they get it back at the end of the season, but basically put money down to show that they have the money to compete in next season's season. Similar situation happened with Wrexham, who did end up paying it. Hereford's owner didn't pay it and ended up getting relegated to leagues, but that's a story for another day. So yeah, Stevenage under Alex Revell are now back in the Football League and Macclesfield have been relegated. Now, there is a little bit of a weird situation here, and my friend Jack, who is a moderator on the channel, brought this up and he messaged me and I haven't replied yet. And he said, I don't understand why Macclesfield have been fined several times for having their wages not being paid, and Bolton weren't. That doesn't make any sense to me. Maybe it makes sense to you, but I can't understand why they've allowed Bolton to get away with it and Macclesfield not. Now, clearly, it's clear as day, they do not want Bolton in the Football League. They want Bolton in the Football League. They don't want Macclesfield in the Football League. That's clear as day. So there's only one team going down. That's Macclesfield Town. And Macclesfield Town are struggling. They're really, really strong. Bury with the other team to get expelled. They're not going back into the Football League or the Conference, or the Conference North or South. That's been rejected, so I'm wondering what's going to happen there as well. But let's get quickly into this statement. So Macclesfield Town have been relegated to the National League after the EFL won an appeal to inflict a harsher points penalty on the League 2 club, with Stevenage staying up. In June, an independent commission imposed a 2-point penalty and a £20,000 fine after the clubs were charged with misconduct relating to players' wages in March 2020. This left them in 23rd place with 23 points after 37 games, or 28.59 points on the points per game calculation, and Stevenage will bottom with a points per game of 28.11. So not a lot in it, but just enough to keep Macclesfield up. However, the decision uphold the EFL's appeal means Macclesfield end the season 24th with 23 points per game, having a further 4 points taking them down to just 19 points. I mean, it's such a massive points tally to lose. The EFL statement is that they have been brought against Macclesfield Town. The charges relate to failing to pay the players in March. And then, breaching an order, equipment, direction or instruction of the league, so basically lying to them. And it's hard for the Macclesfield fans. I've been to Macclesfield. It's a lovely, lovely ground, and all the fans seem very, very nice. But I do feel that this is really, really going in a situation which is going to be... It's a bad situation. It's only going south at the moment, and it's really, really, really difficult to see. And it'd be interesting to see if they've been accepted into the Football League, into the National League, or are they gonna have to pay a bond, or because it's worrying times at Macclesfield. They're not paying their players. It wasn't so long ago in the FA Cup, the players refused to play. I don't know if you remember this, and their league game was off, as I'm sure some of you will remember, and then the FA Cup game had to play. So they played Owen Evans, who was the goalkeeper on loan from Wigan, I think. I think he's still at Wigan. So they played Owen Evans and a bunch of kids, and they lost in that game. I'll just see who it was to. It was to a non-league side. It was to Kingstonian. They lost 4-0. The sad thing is, Stevenage just... I know. Obviously, it's points. Stevenage just stayed up winning 3 games all season, and I know we haven't had played all the games, but they played 36 games. They've lost 20 games this season, and drew 13. They've only won 3 games. It's crazy. Like I said, I think they have something against Macclesfield Town, and they don't want them in the Football League. And I can understand why, because they are a really, really big problem club at the minute. Having said that, this should have been sorted out sooner, and it's really, really gutting. But if you're a Macclesfield Town, I'd love to hear your thoughts. Stevenage fans, I'd love to hear your thoughts. One of my subscribers, Football Daily Talk, is a Stevenage fan, so I'd love to hear your thoughts if you're watching. But yeah, Macclesfield Town have been relegated, and it would be interesting to see if Macclesfield appeal this. I mean, there's not enough time, so surely that won't be happening. But yeah, so thanks so much for watching this video. I hope you enjoyed. If you did, leave a like and subscribe, of course, if you are new. Thank you so much for watching. My name is Mike, and I will see you soon.